Like the previous episode, this episode also has a lot to do with beauty and confidence. Today we're going to meet the Miss Woman of the Universe NZ 2022. Before we meet her, we're going to meet the person who is very instrumental in all of this. She's not only a familiar face for Sevenz TV, but very much in the pageant world. Welcome to another episode of Showcase on Sevenz TV. Now let's get to meet Anna. Hi Anna, it's great to have you on the show once again. And I've heard there are new titles this year for the pageant. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, hi Bharati, and thank you Sevenz TV for having me here once again. Yeah, so we've got the MS or Miss Woman of the Universe NZ. This is for the women who are not married, but could be they have a partner or children. They can join the pageant.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So can you tell us what's special about this pageant?
So what's special in this pageant is the ladies out there from New Zealand would be able to join even though they're not married, and at an older age of from 25 to 45 years old. So this is an MS, which are ladies who are older than the MISS, which we don't have. Okay, and just to mention as well, our reigning Miss Woman of the Universe NZ, Cherry Lee, she has 5 children. So even though you got children, not married, you can join this pageant. And Cherry Lee also has finished the Master in Social Sciences, and she is an author of books as well.
She seems like an amazing personality. So without further ado, let's meet Cherry Lee Nyarita Hill. It's great to have you on the show. And before we start, how does it feel to have this crown on your head?
Oh, well, it feels absolutely amazing. And it's not just because it's a gorgeous crown, it's also the meaning behind it. Well, more so the meaning behind it. You know, because with the crown comes the title and also the responsibility of representing our beautiful country, which I'll be doing sometime next year, which I'm super proud about doing. And doing great things while holding this title and obviously continuing on in the future as well.
That's really exciting. And I've heard a lot of amazing things about you.
Oh.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so just a little bit about myself is I'm a mother of 5 beautiful tamariki children. I'm also an author and illustrator, so I write and create my own books, both in English and in Māori. I'm also working on some educational resources, particularly Māori resources, being Māori myself, and I model professionally. I'm also an advocate for the community, a philanthropist, so I love to do things where I'm helping other people, something I'm very passionate about, especially those in need. And and I just do anything creative. So I paint, I create, any sort of artwork, and that's a little bit about myself.
Oh, that's amazing. You have a lot of talent.
Oh, thank you.
So you mentioned you have 5 kids. How do you manage them as well as the pageant and all the other things you do?
Well, let's just say it's not an easy task. So how I manage is I pretty much have to plan and prepare everything that I do. So, and this is like planning, for babysitters, and the timings that I need to be places. I highly rely on my calendars and things like that. So pretty much what I'm saying is in order to do the things that I do and to be able to manage everything, I have to be very well organised and prepared.
So time management is very crucial.
Exactly, yeah.
But I can see you're doing amazing with that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I try.
So what inspired you to join this pageant?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So I actually applied for this pageant through serendipitous reasons. I'd actually gone through domestic violence in the past, and my background is in women and gender studies, so it's majoring in psychology supporting women and genders. And and when I looked at, I was looking at Facebook and I seen a post which mentioned that this pageant supports people going through domestic violence and also encourages women's rights. To me, it was like a big, sign for me to look into it. And when I did look into the post further, I seen that, it was a beauty pageant and it was a opportunity of empowering women and something which I felt I needed at the time, just after having all of my 5 tamariki, my 5 children, and based on my personal experiences. And I thought, look, I want to do this and give it a go. And let's just say I was, very, very glad that I did.
Absolutely turned out amazing.
Yeah, it did. It's a wonderful opportunity and experience.
In the journey of winning this crown, what were some of the challenges you faced?
So some of the challenges that I faced, as previously mentioned, being a mother of 5, that was probably my greatest challenge, was working around doing the pageant, something that I really wanted to do, something for myself, but then also managing the care of my children. So that was definitely challenging. And I guess this being my very first pageant, a beauty pageant, it was something that kind of like challenged me to get out of my comfort zone. Something which again was, a little bit awkward at the start, but again, I felt that it was definitely beneficial because it helped me to develop as a person. And and I really loved that, and I love that I did this.
During the actual pageant, there are multiple rounds. So which would you say was your most favourite one and the most challenging?
Oh, that's a very good question. I would say that I enjoyed every round. Just firstly would like to point that out. But my favourite round that I enjoyed doing was actually the talent segment. And the reason why I enjoyed this this round the most was because it got me to use my different talents and kind of combine them and put them all together. So for my talent, I ended up writing my very first script, 3-minute script, and I ended up acting in my playing 3 different characters in my script as well, and I also incorporated dance. So I had the opportunity, which I was very thankful for utilising 3 of my different talents, and I was very, very happy and very proud of the outcome.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you. It was really cool doing it.
And what would you say was the most challenging round?
Oh, the most challenging. Well, ironically, the most challenging round for me was also the talent, because I didn't know how everything was going to pan out, because as I mentioned, I had to play 3 characters. So I was heavily reliant on time, because if I missed one of the sentences, then it would have gotten everything out of whack, if that makes sense. And then also because it was limited to 3 minutes, I found that time was very, very crucial, especially when I had to switch costumes and change clothes. So I literally had, I think it was 3 seconds to quickly chuck on like a pew and then and then move on to the next one where I had to, put all my other extra accessories on, which I felt I did really well, by the way, because it turned out awesome on the night.
It actually did.
But again, that was a risk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a risk, and I'm proud I did it, because it ended up, being a rewarding risk.
And it looked amazing.
Cool.
I'm assuming you had a lot of practice as well.
Yes,
a lot of practice.
I had a lot of practice.
It looked very smooth on stage, though.
Yeah. So I ended up practicing between 1 to 3 hours every day until I got my all of the different areas of my pageant, the pageant segments, to my liking, and I felt that it was a great outcome.
And I remember Anna telling us about there was a round where you got to choose your own outfit. So could you tell us a little bit about the outfit you chose and what it really means to you?
Yes. Okay, so for my outfit, it was actually very meaningful for myself, because I was blessed enough to have different family members of my family and different people in the community who all came together in order to create my unique cultural outfit. My cousin literally grabbed the harakeke, the flax from outside of her home, and she created a bodice and skirt, and she made it especially for me. And I also had a woodwork teacher that was actually at my high school, who made the patu or mere, which is it's kind of like a mouldy weapon. And I had my auntie who made the korowai, that's mouldy for like a feathered cloak, and she made it from the very beginning right to the end, even adding the feathers on this korowai. And my uncle, who's quite a blokey bloke, he actually made my shoes. So I was very, very like happy, impressed, very impressed, and I just felt extremely proud wearing my national outfit, and it probably showed because when I went in there, I felt the mana and the wehi of that outfit. So my actions, my pūkana, even like shaking the mere and things like that, I felt that outfit and I was super proud to wear it, and I reflected it based on my actions.
That's amazing. Yeah. And by the sounds of it, I think the outfit's been made by a lot of people who mean a lot to you as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my whānau, my family and my community, all important to me.
Now that you've got the crown, what does it mean to you and how do you plan to take it forward?
Well, now that I have the crown and the title, not only are they, beautiful items to possess, it's more so the meaning behind the crown and the title. So with it comes, privilege, where you're able to have a larger platform where you're able to, promote and support the community, but also the responsibility of doing so and wearing the sash and crown proudly and with respectful to the name and what it holds. So for myself, I plan to do this well to the best of my abilities and to use it to not only not for myself but for the community, to help people, especially those who need it most, to use all the different talents that I have, my puka, my books, my waiata, my songs, and all of the other things that I can offer. I'd like to help the community and and just kind of add my bit, add my touch.
So through this journey, what would you say was your one key takeaway?
Okay, so the main thing, if I was to put it in one word, sum it up, I would say empowerment. So for myself, I've never felt more empowered in my life, and I felt that this journey of entering the pageant, right up till now, earning my crown, my title, has showed me what I'm capable of, and it's encouraged me to use my talents, my skills, and be a bit more proud, and active with using them. And it's also allowed me to be better with, because I've always helped the community, but it's helped me to be more active and engaged in the community and not so self-conscious, I guess, of, what may go wrong or what people may think. So it's definitely brought out a version of me that I absolutely love, because I'm even more confident, more proud, loud and proud and empowered.
So not only the title, but you also did get most articulate and most photogenic.
Yeah, I was very pleased to receive both sashes and titles, and I was just really proud because with the articulate we had to answer a random question, and it was something that we just were asked on the spot, and we had to come up with a good answer. And and again, because I had done quite a lot of preparation with questions and things like that, I felt very confident with my answer, and I was able to give a good answer on the night. And regarding photogenic, I was very pleased with that one as well, because there's a lot of beautiful wahine, beautiful women, and I felt very privileged to be able to get that sash as well. But again, I have had a bit of experience, so that definitely did help.
Also, what message would you like to give to the community and to women who'd want to join the pageant?
So my main message that I want to give to people in general is to aim for the moon, because if you miss, you'll reach the stars. And that's one of my favourite quotes, and it just means that you give it your all. You might have to do a bit of risk taking, but do it, because even if you don't come out with anything, physically or material wise, you come up with the experience and the learning lessons gained, and you get to do some pretty amazing opportunities. And regarding advice to give to other future pageant women who are interested in applying for pageants such as this one, I would highly recommend it, because as I mentioned, this to me has been one of the most empowering things to do, and it's brought out a stronger, more confident version of myself, and it's allowed me to grow and to develop. So I'm very, very pleased with that. And I'd just like to say one last thing as well, with the community, is I would like to say that you can achieve anything and everything that you put your mind to, as long as you put in the mahi, the work, to achieve that. And I am a great example of that. So thank you.
That's absolutely amazing. And it was great talking to you and going through your journey.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So keep an eye out on Sevenz TV for more such exciting episodes. Until next time, this is Bharati signing out.
Hey, nami, ka kite.